Vince, welcome to another episode of Remote Accountants. And today's episode is going to be on two subjects. The first is working remotely and particularly how you can increase your productivity. And the second subject is going to be on the job new announcement that I'm going to have today. Today is November 24th. It's a Wednesday. And so I'll be telling you about the time for that. Today's video will be a little bit short again. I always try to keep my videos under 10 minutes around that. Sometimes videos are about 5 to 7. And so today's video will be about that length. So let's get right into it. Working remotely and increasing productivity. So if you're a working accountant already, or if you're trying to get into the field of remote accounting, and you're thinking about like where best to work, what to use, let me give you some tips that'll help you out. The first one is it's a little bit of an obvious one, but just make sure that you just get a nice quiet place to work. Whether it be a library or a cafe or someplace where you can kind of work remotely and just have the ability to, if it has a little bit of a background noise, maybe you can put on earphones, or maybe you can, find a place that's completely quiet that doesn't have any kind of background noise to it. And so that's just really important to make sure that you're in an environment where you can get your work done. Particularly places like cafes, you will need to have some sort of ability to kind of drown out the noise that's kind of in the background. Because people could be talking, there could be music playing. Sometimes it's okay to have a little extra music that you can work to, but obviously it can be a distraction if there's too many people around you, or the music's too loud, or maybe it's like music that's like very energetic. So that's the first tip I'm going to give you. The second tip I'm going to give you is really do consider getting both a mouse and a keypad. And the reason why that is effective is that keypads, particularly, if you're doing number crunching, if you can just do a 10 key, if you guys don't know how to 10 key, you can also research that, a YouTube video, and I'll teach some guys some tips sometime on that. But real basically, 10 key is the ability to be able to quickly punch in numbers on a 10 key and be able to get your data in there quickly. And I've used that many times when I have like a big journal entries that I need to put in and a lot of numbers that I need to crunch. Is I'll just plug in my 10 keypad, because my computer, it has the ability to shift the keys so that way you can do it, but it's not the same on the computer keyboard as it is like an um, off the computer device, where you can just basically plug that in and just do the keypad because it's designed that way. So I particularly prefer the ones you plug in and you can key in that way. It really does increase productivity, and having a mouse is a really go-to as well, because you can navigate between windows, or go between cells or highlight cells. It's just a little bit more effective. Some people are very good at the trackpad, or maybe your computer has a little kind of a device where you can move your mouse, quickly, like a little pointer. And some people have touchscreens, of course, too. So whatever is the most effective way for you, but do test yourself. What I would do is spend like an hour one day, or maybe a couple hours, where you just, okay, I'm going to work with the computer and try it this way. I'll do the keypad idea. I'll do the mouse idea. What is it going to be that's going to increase your time? Even if it just increases it like, 5% or whatever it may be, if you compound that day by day, it's really going to add to the effectiveness of getting your work done. So that way, in the course of a day, maybe you save yourself 30 minutes because you had the tools necessary in order to do the job you needed to get done. The last suggestion I'm going to give you is, if you have the ability to do this, is get dual monitors. I work with two monitors. When I record these videos, it's just with one, but when I'm doing my accounting, and I've been doing accounting for many years, by the way. If you've watched my prior videos, I've been doing it for over 20 years. That having two monitors is a real help, because you can drag over one screen and see that over there, and you can have the other screen in front of you. So you can have like your emails up on one screen, and the other screen you can have like Excel, or maybe it's the accounting software. So just really try to have like that dual monitor system. And some people have like 3 or 4. Like they really go out there to have like multiple monitors. You don't have to get too crazy about it, but having two is a real help. You'll just try that out sometime if you haven't already. There are a lot of cheap monitors out there too that you can find. Like you can find cheap computers, but you can also find monitors at just a few $100, and you can purchase that, and sometimes even cheaper than that. Some people, offer them for $50 or around that if it's a used monitor and they're just giving it away. And same thing with a used computer. So really try to have that dual system. And so once again, those 3 tips were: quiet environment, having the tools necessary like the keypad, the 10 key punch, and also having the mouse and having a dual monitor system, so that way you can get that set up. All right, the second part of this video is here. We're about 5 minutes into this video. The second part is the job announcements. Again, today is November 24th. It's a Wednesday, and I'm here Pacific Standard Time here in California. So I'll be announcing the jobs today at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I won't go through and list the jobs today. You'll see them posted at that time. I'll do, as always, a mixture of jobs, of questions. If there's any materials on there that are helping accountants, I'll post that at that time too as well. One of the benefits of this channel, by the way, if you're a subscriber, is you get to know first about when I'm posting that, because I don't announce the time on the group. I only announce it here on this channel. So I do leave links to the group, to these videos on my group, but you had to be on this channel in order to understand what the times I'm doing this. And so that's an extra benefit for you guys. The reason why I do that is to connect with you guys, like these tips and things I'm giving you, and also to be able to add value for you guys, so that way you can see more about the jobs. Like sometimes I go real in depth about the jobs and talk about these opportunities. One key factor, by the way, these jobs are not my own. I always mention this. Do your own research, send your own emails, personal messages, and make sure it's a good fit for you guys. And so, and remember guys, to subscribe always, just to this channel, so that way you guys can become a part of the community. Thank you guys for subscribing already. It's wonderful. And thank you guys for joining the group, by the way, the Facebook group. You'll see the link to that below where I post those jobs, so the Facebook group. So that Facebook group has really grown. Like it's now over 18, I think it's like 18,500 people that are on that group. It's really quite amazing. So you'll see the link to that down below too as well. All right, guys, we'll wrap this up here. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, I'm in my boat inside of it today. Sometimes, one of these times, I'll do like a little tour around so you guys can see a little more of the boat. But in any case, that's it's a different subject. Maybe it can be like a fun day. Thanksgiving is coming up this week here on Thursday, and then Friday's kind of a busy day for shopping and all that, as everyone knows. So by the way, like if I don't post on one of those days, maybe look out for on the weekend or something like that. I'll try to get something out there. But because it's a holiday, it's a little bit of a different mix for this week here. But in any case, guys, once again, look for those job postings on the group today, November 24th, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, guys, take care.